Oh, I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion because it seems like everybody and their mother absolutely adores Red Dead Redemption 2, has it as one of their favorite video games. Don't get me wrong, it's a great game. I have about 700 to 800 hours on that game. You don't put that much time into a game if you don't like it. It's obviously very good. However, I don't want to be the person wearing rose-tinted glasses and be blinded by nostalgia because Red Dead Redemption 1 was one of the first games that I really got into. In fact, it's my favorite game of all time. However, there are several reasons why I believe that Red Dead Redemption 1 is better than Red Dead Redemption 2, and I'll explain those here. First of all, let me preface this. Obviously, Red Dead Redemption 2 has some advantages. Obviously, technologically, it's a bigger game, it has a bigger map, it has more features. However, bigger isn't always better, and given the technological constraints and the 8-year gap in between the games, Red Dead Redemption 1 is much better. My first big gripe with Red Dead Redemption 2 is that there are too many characters, and for how many characters there are, too many of them are the same. Even in the camp alone, you have 15 to 20 characters, and most of them have no personalities of their own. Most of them are just criminals. The only ones that have some individuality to them are maybe Dutch, Micah, Molly's pretty eccentric. There's too many to care about in the camp alone. And then there are 1,000 auxiliary characters in the missions. It's just you lose track of them. Red Dead Redemption 1 has a small amount of characters, 5 in New Austin, 4 in Mexico, and then, you know, 2 to 4 in New Elizabeth, depending on what you consider like a character, whether they're important or not, or auxiliary or whatever. And they all have their unique personalities. You have Bonnie McFarlane, who's the rancher, has had a tough life, lost a lot of her family. She's just trying to work with her dad to keep the ranch afloat. You have Marshall Johnson, who's, trying to do the best as he can, but he's limited by bureaucratic problems and has a limited amount of resources and people. You have Irish, who's the drunk. You have Seth, who's the isolated hermit grave robber. You have Nigel S. Dickens. These all these characters have their own unique personalities. They're distinct. I've seen some people say that they're exaggerations. I don't agree with that. And even if that's true, I think the exaggeration's good because it provides a clear contrast between all these characters. Going back to Red Dead 2, you have so many characters that are just carbon copies of one another. Next up, I'm going to talk about the atmosphere of each game. In Red Dead Redemption 1, it truly feels like a Western. You're a good guy and you're shooting the bad guys, you get into these insane gunfights. It feels like a Western. Red Dead Redemption 2, it's not really a Western. It's more of like GTA 5 taking place 100 years earlier. It's not a Western. Doesn't feel Western to me. And it's this weird hodgepodge of trying to be the story focused game and then at the same time like a role playing game that gives you all this customization. At some points it's trying to be really serious. And then other points like this stupid Lenny mission that I have on screen. It's trying to be this weird goofball almost game. It's it's so mercurial. This is why I give Red Dead Redemption 1 the edge in this category. One of my bigger complaints about the second game is the plot. In Red Dead Redemption 1, every mission has a purpose, has a goal. All of the missions are leading to one final thing, which is at the end of the section of the game, you get the bad guy, whether it's Bill Williamson or Escuela or Dutch. In Red Dead Redemption 2, 99% of the missions are we're Dutch's gang and we're gonna try to make some money. Oh, we're gonna rob this, we're gonna rob that, we're gonna try this scheme. And then there's just obviously the random fluff missions that are thrown in just as seemingly to waste time. I remember almost every mission from the first game. I can remember maybe 5 from the second game. Once again, there's too many of them. It's the same thing with the characters. There's too many missions, so every mission is just less important because of that. Red Dead Redemption 1, you have a smaller amount of missions, but every mission is good, it's meaningful, it's memorable, with a couple exceptions. Red Dead Redemption 2, most of the game is just fluff. It's just nothing. I know in response to this section, people will say, how can you say the plot of the second game is worse? Look at Arthur's character development. Look how much he changes throughout the game. And I'd like to ask these people, okay, what ending did you pick? What ending did you get? Because if you remember, there are 4 endings to the second game, and only one of them is the completely good option. This goes back to the RPG argument that I made.
The game is more focused on roleplay and choice. It's not a complete linear story. You have choice in how Arthur behaves and how his story ends. How is there character growth if he ends the game as a thief and as a bad guy? Even then, what growth does Arthur show? He really doesn't show much growth. He gets infected with tuberculosis and then regrets going for that guy's dad who gave him tuberculosis. Most of the reason that he's become dissatisfied with the gang is because of Micah's influence. He is becoming less important in the game. And people will say, well, in the first game, John doesn't grow at all because he's just on the mission to get his family. He's already done the growing previously. And that's correct. However, the fundamental meaning of Red Dead Redemption 1 is not about John. It's about Jack and the nature of Jack and his behavior at the end of the game. The last trophy you get for completing the game is called Nature or Nurture because it's almost a philosophical question. Did Jack become a killer because his dad was a killer and he just passed on those genes? Or did he become a killer because of the environment that he was put in with his dad dying, being killed after he worked for the government, being imprisoned, seeing the gang fall apart? It's not about John, it's more about the story of Jack. Another thing that grinds my gears with the second game is the combat. The really most annoying thing is this dumb gun sway that they add in. If you take some damage or there's some explosion, the guns will just go haywire. Even if you're completely aimed in on someone, there's a chance that your bullet will just not hit them. Furthermore, the movement and cover can be kind of wonky, as I'm going to show on screen here. And another annoying thing about the combat in this game is the fact that you can only have two long arm weapons at once. I know people are going to say, oh, but it's realistic. It's realistic. Okay. Sometimes realism isn't good. In this case, it's annoying, especially when the game takes the guns out of your inventory that you have preset and puts them back on your horse. This feature is incredibly buggy. And second of all, it's not even realistic to have all of those guns stored on the horse anyways. At that point, you might as well just want to have the character carry the guns. Oh, what? You forgot to select a long arm? Or you did in the game, just bugged it out of your inventory? Oh, well, you're SOL. Good luck. Good luck fighting in this battle with your two revolvers, because the game just wanted to be buggy and not give you your rifle. All in the name of realism. Red Dead Redemption 2 also annoyingly slows you down at some points. It limits how fast you can go, it limits where you can stand. It gets annoying after a while.
At the beginning of the video, I said that bigger isn't always better, and this applies to the map in this game. Now, don't get me wrong, the map in this game is great. It has a lot of different areas, especially Amberino. Amberino is just so beautiful. And it has so many little nooks and crannies like the Witch's Cauldron. It's a really in-depth map, and when you start off the game, there are a lot of novel experiences with it. However, once you get so many hours on the game, it becomes a nuisance because you're spending so much time traveling around. At the end of the game, you're just resorting to either using trains or stagecoaches or fast travel or completely relying on cinematic mode and not even playing the game just because of how big the map is. It's annoying to transverse, which in doing so defeats the novelty of the map and how good it originally was at the beginning of the game. When I first started playing Red Dead 2, I thought the hunting system was absolutely great until I had to put a pelt on my horse because in this game, every time you have to go through the annoying skin animation, which takes forever. Then you have to put it on your horse. If you don't have your horse near you, then you're SOL. If you kill a big animal like a bear or an alligator, that can only take up one spot on your horse. You can only have one of those at a time. It needlessly increases the amount of time you're gonna have to spend hunting in this game, and in doing so, it kind of ruins it. Red Dead Redemption 1 was much more simpler and less realistic in its hunting. However, you have to worry about constantly putting pelts on your horse. You have to worry about how many pelts you could have at a time. You could just shoot something, skin it, get the pelt, get the vitals, and be done with it. If there's one thing that I would definitively give the edge to the second game is, that would be of the horses. Just because in the second game, there's so much more customization. You can get different types of horses in terms of their bodies and anthropometry. You can get different skins, different manes, all these different accessory items. In Red Dead Redemption 1, all you had was a document and then you click the button and then boom, you get the horse. It was simple, but Red Dead 2 definitely offers more. It's much more in depth. I will give the second game the edge here. Now, when it comes to the horse's movement, no. Although horse movement isn't the greatest in 1, In 2, sometimes it can be really finicky. Sometimes the horse will just start moving by itself. And then there's also the annoyance of you hit the smallest thing ever and then you and your horse go flying, or you accidentally tap a tree and then you and your horse almost die. But the absolute worst thing about horses in Red Dead Redemption 2 is this stupid feature where they can kick you off if they get scared because of some animal that's nearby. This happens so many times. You'll be riding your horse, and then a pack of wolves will come. So you try to shoot the wolves, but then your horse instantly kicks you off. So now you're left to fend for yourself as your horse is just running away. This is the most annoying feature in the game. I have no clue why this is in here. You don't have enough time to calm it down and simultaneously shoot the pack of 4, 5, 6 wolves, or whatever it is. The stealth mechanic in 2 is also just terrible. It doesn't actually work. Even if you're out of sight, you will still get detected by the enemies. The first game doesn't have a stealth system, it just has one stealth mission, but that's honestly better than a system that just doesn't work. Varma is a pretty bad makeup for not having Mexico in the game. You stay there for the total of about 4 missions, and then you can never go back there ever again. This is not a comprehensive list in this video. Like I said, I could just be biased because Red Dead Redemption 1 is my favorite game of all time, but I really did enjoy Red Dead Redemption 2, and I still do. Especially when it came out, I thought, wow, this might even be better than the first. But then as I kept playing it, all of these problems kept accruing, and it just got annoying. If you disagree with me, leave it in the comments below. I may or may not respond, make a video response to me, may or may not address it. If you enjoyed the video, like it. If you want more from me, subscribe. If you're a fan of the Elder Scrolls series, especially Oblivion, I make a lot of content about that. Check out some of my other videos. I'll catch you all on the flip side. Arcane Glade is out.